Hello, my name is Charles Ardinger, and I'll be working with you as your instructor in the English 100 class that you're about to start. I'm making this brief video presentation in order to introduce myself to you a little bit and also to show you some aspects of the class that will be useful for you to know as we continue. So to begin with, allow me to introduce myself again. My name is Charles Ardinger. Hello. I've been working here at Coastline since 2013, starting as a tutor in the Student Success Department and becoming an instructor here in the English Department. I specialize in English 100 classes, and in particular, I think of myself as an expert in English grammar. I love English grammar. I like to talk about it, and I like to answer questions about it. So, if as we continue you have any questions about English grammar of any kind, please don't hesitate to ask. I know you have my email address, so I'll be looking forward to hearing from you in that way. And that's a little bit about myself. I'll be learning more about you as we continue through your writing, and we'll be communicating, of course. And now I'd like to show you a few aspects of our class so that you can navigate more easily as we continue. So this is the front page or home page of our class. I want to show you a few aspects that you'll see on this front page that will help you get through the class more easily. To begin, I'd like to point out that on the right side of the page here and down the middle of the page here are names of assignments and due dates. What this means is that you can know what you should be doing in this class based on what day it is. By looking at this schedule, you can see, for instance, that on Saturday you've got a student introduction discussion due. So if it's Friday, you probably should be doing that as soon as possible. And so on. There's stuff due Sunday, there's stuff due the following Saturday and Sunday, and on it goes. This will help you as you continue to manage your time, which is a vital skill in an online class. Time management is probably the most important thing to pursue as we continue. I want to also point out that at the top of the page, in the middle, are announcements. To see the announcement, simply go to the title and click on it, and you'll get a page that looks like this. Now you can pause this presentation and read this announcement if you like. What it says is that I'll make an announcement like this once or twice every week. And the announcement will concern issues of grammar or something I see in the class or something I see outside of class that might be relevant. Anything I think that will be helpful as we continue. Now I won't be quizzing on the material in these announcements, but they will help you a great deal, I think, to excel as a student and a writer. So it's in your best interest, in my opinion, to keep reading these announcements. Now this is one way that I will communicate with you as we continue through class. Another way is through your grades. To see grades, simply go to this link on the left menu that says Grades and click it. And you'll get a page that looks like this. Again, you'll see a list of assignment names, and some of these will be graded. This one, for instance, has been graded. That means that you'll have the opportunity to go to that assignment and get some feedback and find out what happened in the assignment. To do that, you can just click on the title of the assignment, and you get a page that looks like this. On this page, there are three things that I particularly want you to notice. First, you'll notice that there is a comment here in this box. For each thing you submit, I will write a comment of this kind. And the comment will be my reaction as a reader. It will contain advice for future assignments in ways that you can make your writing seem more academic, more like the kind of writing we'll practice in this class. And basically, it's a way for me to communicate with you about what I see in your work. Also, I will use a rubric to grade each assignment. A rubric is a chart containing things that I look for and points associated with those things. For example, this assignment looks for a particular kind of pattern, looks for a particular kind of outline, looks for a particular word length, and looks for particular kinds of sentences. And this student did all right. This is green, this is green, and this is green. But he missed a couple of points because he didn't quite make the word count necessary for the assignment. This means that the student can see this and work a little harder for the next assignment to make sure that the paragraphs have all the words the assignment calls for. Finally, by clicking this link that says View Feedback, you can make a small copy of your work appear. This will be the thing you wrote as I see it. Now, it's very small in this version because I'm using a particular camera software. You will probably see a larger version that will be easier to read. I use this kind of feedback in two ways. First, I have annotations. This is an annotation. It resembles what I might write in pen on a piece of paper if this were a physical class. These annotations will give you suggestions about grammar, about word choice, about how sentences might fit together, ways that, again, you can make your writing more fit the academic model this class is working on. Sometimes, though, I will have advice that takes more space than these annotations will. In those cases, I have these highlighted annotations. You can see the highlight here that leads to a text box here. I will use this for more complicated sorts of advice about fonts, for instance, or about how I understand a particular sentence. So in these three ways, through the View Feedback link, through the rubric, and through these comments, I will communicate with you in detail about the submissions that you send to me for your assignments. However, I'd like to communicate with you in other ways as well. These online classes can seem a little impersonal. There's a great deal of distance between me and you, both in terms of space and in terms of time. So, I've instituted what we might call student visiting time. You might also think of it as my office hours. These are Zoom meetings where we can get together on a voluntary basis and chat about the class or about whatever else is on your mind. You can ask any questions you might have. You can tell me about the experiences that you're having in class. And we can work together to make the class the best possible experience for you. These Zoom meetings will be on Thursdays between 1830 and 2000 hours, or, if you're not in the military, 6:30 and 8 p.m. Pacific time. You can get to these meetings through this link, and that will lead you to my Zoom office, which is, a space where I will be on Zoom, and we can get together there and do that chatting that I discussed. Again, this is voluntary, and you will read in your syllabus about how this can also lead to extra credit. Finally, I'd like to point out these optional grammar refresher modules. I've written some of these to help you refresh yourself on some grammar issues that you might see as you continue. I have here some particular topics about commas and sentence varieties and ing words and so forth. If you can think of another topic that might be useful, let me know, and I'll see about making a module to address that topic. These modules contain lectures and self-graded quizzes that you can use to remind yourself of the academic standards for these grammar issues. Also, I just want to point out this lovely picture of your instructor. I'm very proud of it. And that is pretty much our class. You'll see more aspects of it as we go along, and perhaps you'll have questions about it. I certainly hope you'll ask me those questions. In fact, I rely on questions from students for this class to work. I don't always know when I'm not making sense because I always make sense to myself. So you can help me a great deal by emailing me when you see anything that doesn't make sense in a lecture or in an assignment or in a video presentation. Finally, I'd like to thank you. First, I'd like to thank you for enrolling in the class. Without a student, a class would have no reason for being, and that means I wouldn't have any job. So thank you very much for helping me to stay employed. And also, thank you for your time and attention.